what do I want people to take away from our music? Well, that's honestly, I'm okay with whatever you find. If you like what we're doing because you're attracted to the theatrical element, I want you to take that away from it. If you like what we're doing because you like the unusual instruments or the electric cello or the theremin, if that's what you're getting from it, then we're happy. If you're attracted to angry or aggressive music with dual male and female lead vocals, if that's why you like it, that's great. We want you to take away from our music what pleases you, and we have no preference either way what that is. So if you're into it, we're happy.
I mean, of course there is, yeah. And there's so many things I want our fans to take away after listening to our music. I put my heart and soul into Cruachan over the last 25 years, and you want to know that your music is being listened to and enjoyed. So the thing that we do in Cruachan, the Irish mythology stuff, I always like to think I'm promoting Ireland in a very positive way. We've a very rich history, a very rich culture, and a very rich mythology that a lot of people probably are not aware of. The new album that we're bringing out, 9 Years of Blood, will be quite an eye-opener for a lot of people when they see that we went toe-to-toe with England in a war in the 1500s, 1593 to 1603, and we nearly beat England in that war. When you look now, like Little Ireland, it's kind of hard to believe, but we were a very big military superpower. So that's what I'm saying. I like to tell the stories of Ireland and for people to listen to them and enjoy them. That's really it. No, just have a good time. A lot of folk metal is considered funny and jokey. Now, when I came up with folk metal 25 years ago, okay, maybe there's other people, other bands involved. Hello, Skyclad. But when I was coming up with Cruachan 25 years ago, there was no other folk metal really out there. I mean, I did have the first Skyclad album and I thought it was amazing, but there was no guidelines or anything. So I find it strange that folk metal has turned out to be so funny and drinky and jokey and beery. I think folk music is very serious, and you see that when you live in Ireland. We've never had the type of folk revivals that you see all over Europe, because folk music never died out here. It's just always been part of our culture. Growing up as a kid, you see folk music on TV. My dad would listen to it, and it became a bit uncool, whereas throughout Europe it was considered cool because there was this big folk music revival throughout the entirety of Europe. So I like to get Cruachan's stuff out there and show people, look, folk music, of course there are drinking songs and there are happy stuff, of course there are, but it's not that all the time. So I like to spread a little message that, there's a lot more to folk music than drinking songs. There's a lot of sadness, especially with the history that Ireland has had. The Great Famine, the amount of people that died here because of that shouldn't have died. There's a lot of books written about it. Go check it out. But I express a lot of the sadness and the darkness of Irish history in Cruachan's music. So I like to think people appreciate that in some way. I don't know. When I listen to music, I just want to enjoy the music. I listen to a lot of Ludovico Einaudi at the moment, and there's no lyrics there. It's all instrumental, and do I take something from that? Absolutely I do. It's some of the most beautiful music I've ever heard, and it moves me almost. It's just amazing. If I hear, or if I'm aware that people are feeling that way with Cruachan's music, well then it's mission accomplished. I think we've done our job, and people are getting from Cruachan's music what I hope.
I guess a sense of acceptance, a sense of not being alone. Like I was saying, is the one thing that made me gravitate towards heavy music was definitely just feeling accepted in a community of people, and feeling like that I'm not alone, and that I always have music to turn to. And I think that's always been my biggest message to people when I write lyrics or when I make music, is that life is hard. Life will kick you straight in the nuts, but you just gotta get back up and you gotta keep on moving forward.
That's one of the biggest rewards for us as musicians, having our fans and stuff recite back to us and tell us that our music has helped them through something or a really hard time in their life. like more than anything that comes along with the music industry, helping people's lives, and to hear that it helped them through something or improved something or inspired them to do something with their life, it's the biggest reward a musician can ask for.
We've always took pride in the fact that our music was based on real life and real life experiences, and at the end of the day, the message would be, there are good days, there are bad days. Life is literally a roller coaster ride. You have to take the good with the bad, vice versa, and no matter how bad things get, they always manage to work themselves out and get better. Everything's a cycle, so basically never give up. You got to still grind every day, the good, the bad. You go through good seasons, bad seasons, and that's what we've always tried to personify with our music and our lyrics. I've always said that Clank lyric is kind of like a journal set to music, a journal or a diary. We basically document life, how we see it, how it affects us, how it affects me and those around me, and we just kind of put a beat behind it. Yeah, sonic therapy, basically. Instead of sitting on someone's couch paying them a couple $100s an hour, we create music, and this is our therapy.
I would think it would be nearly impossible to walk away with nothing. I mean, Morbid Angel, the lyrics are very deep. They're very wide, and there's a variety of ideas there, but they always come to the same conclusion. That's think for yourself. Do your thing, man. That doesn't mean you've got to be the only guy with purple hair or something. If that's what floats your boat, cool. You know what I mean? But it's really just about thinking for yourself and self-power, man. I mean, dude, if I wasn't a self-powerful person, I could never get up on stage.
Pretty much hope that people would pretty much understand that many people think we're like religious metal or stuff like that, or spiritual metal, and we have a very simple message. We're all human beings, and regardless of the color of our skin, our gender, or whatever we choose to believe in, we're all human beings, and it's okay. I don't have to like this guy, I don't have to like any of them, but I can still coexist with them in the same planet. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of choice and understanding. That's what I hope people will take from our music.
The Necrosexual has always been from the start a one-man army. I have since recruited in my ranks several brothers in arms that you could hear playing on my Grim One album. And the music on my album, Grim One, is a reflection of what I feel is lacking in the world today. Strong, charismatic, heavy metal, machismo, flailing guitar solos, and necro falsettos with a lot of lead bass to make the posers tremble in fear. So one fan at a time, Necromania is taking over.
Like, most important thing for me with the live shows, which is like will be separated from if you listen to it, on I was about to say CD player, but who's playing CDs? Who's kidding? Actually, more likely to be a vinyl, But with live, the most important thing for me live is that it's this unity. Like I talk about, it's like it doesn't matter where you're from, what color you are, what sex you are. It's like everybody's there for the show, and everybody's there for the music, and they're all feeling the same thing. And I want to make sure that everybody feels it. I want to make sure that everybody wakes up in the morning and they're hurt, and they will have a smile on their face because they're hurting, because it reminds them of how much of a good time they had the day before. And that's the most important thing for me, a live show. I want to engage. I want it to be one big unity, like a party, and everybody's a part of it.
Well, this new record is a really personal record for both of us because it kind of deals with stuff we've dealt with personally. So it's anxiety and depression. I mean, it's called Scary World, so it's about kind of the world being a fucked up place, but it's also about the world inside of you and dealing with anxiety and depression, which both of us had to deal with. And I had a mother who's schizophrenic, so I had to deal with a lot of mental issues in my family. So it's sort of about that. But then I'd say live, it's a totally different thing. Live, I think a lot of people just think a synth duo is just going to be like two people standing behind keyboards with skinny ties and they don't move. We try to play like we're AC/DC. We headbang, we jump around, we try to be like a badass rock band, even though it's literally a two-piece.